One Belt, One Road, that is OBOR for short, which is an initiative of China. The central feature of much of the post-World War II American policy has been security of its energy interests. Likewise, Chinese foreign policy envisages the One Belt, One Road initiative, and it is supposed to become a linchpin of Chinese engagement with the world. If the American foreign policy followed the oil, Chinese interests will consist of the belt and the road. The Belt and Road Initiative basically refers to the Silk Road Economic Belt and 21st Century Maritime Silk Road. It is a significant strategy launched by the Chinese government. The policy has intention to promote economic cooperation among countries along the proposed belt and road routes. The initiative has been designed to enhance the orderly free flow of economic factors and the efficient allocation of resources. It is also intended to further market integration and create a regional economic cooperation framework for the benefit of all. The National Development and Reform Commission of China issued a vision and actions on the jointly building the Silk Road Economic Belt and 21st Century Maritime Silk Road in 2015. But this outlined the framework, key areas of cooperation and cooperation mechanisms with regard to the Belt and the Road Initiative. Now let us see what is the conceptual framework of OBOR. The Belt and the Road Initiative aims to connect Asia, Europe, Africa along 5 routes, that is the Silk Road Economic Belt, and it focuses on linking China to Europe through Central Asia and Russia, connecting China with Middle East through Central Asia, and bringing together China and Southeast Asia and the Indian Ocean. The 21st Century Maritime Silk Road, meanwhile, focuses on using Chinese coastal ports to link China with Europe through the South China Sea and Indian Ocean, and connect China with the South Pacific Ocean through the South China Sea. Focusing on the 5 routes, the Belt Road will take advantage of international transport routes as well as the core cities and the key ports. This way it will further strengthen the collaboration and build 6 international economic cooperation corridors. These have been identified as the New Eurasia Land Bridge, China-Mongolia, Russia, China-Central Asia, West Asia, China-Indochina Peninsula, and China-Pakistan and Bangladesh-China, India, Myanmar. These are the countries that are being linked together. Now, what are the key areas of cooperation that have been identified and talked about by the Chinese policy? Now, there are 5 major goals of the Belt and the Road Initiative. They are policy coordination facilities, connectivity, unimpeded trade, financial integration, and people-to-people bonds. In terms of specific policy coordination, it means that the countries along the Belt and the Road will, via consultation on an equal footing, jointly formulate development plans and measures for advancing cross-national or regional cooperation. They would also resolve problems arising from the cooperation through consultation and jointly provide a policy support to practical cooperation and large-scale project implementation. Efforts also will be made to give priority to removing barriers in the missing sections and bottleneck, and this will be in the areas of core international transportation passages, advancing the construction of port infrastructure facilities, and clearing land-water intermodal transport passages. The connectivity of infrastructure facilities, that would include railways, highways, air routes, telecommunications, oil and natural gas pipelines, and ports, will also be promoted. This will form a part of the move to establish an infrastructure network which would connect various Asian and sub-regions with other parts of Asia, Europe and Africa. In order to facilitate unimpeded trade, steps will be taken to resolve investment and trade facilitation issues, reduce investment and trade barriers, lower trade and investment costs, as well as promote regional economic integration. It is further said the efforts also will be made to broaden the scope of the trade, propel trade development through investment, and strengthen cooperation in the industry chain with the related countries. As regards financial integration, action will be taken to enhance the coordination in monetary policy and expand the scope of local currency settlement, currency exchange in trade, investment between different countries along the route, deepen multilateral and bilateral financial cooperation, set up a regional development and financial institutions, and strengthen cooperation in the monitoring of the financial risks, and also enhance the ability of managing financial risks through regional arrangements. Now, in terms of people-to-people bonds, efforts will be made to promote exchange of dialogues between the different cultures, strengthen friendly interactions between the people of various countries, and heighten the mutual understanding and traditional friendships. This will form the basis for advancement of regional cooperation. This China's policy is an ambitious global plan for the entire Asia, and which would connect Europe and Africa as well. Fundamentally now, India needs to resolve for itself whether this policy of China, that is One Belt and One Road OBOR initiative, is going to represent a threat or an opportunity. The answer possibly is both. Chinese political expansion and economic ambitions, they are packaged as One Belt and One Road initiative. This is the reality. And there are two sides of the same coin. First and foremost, India needs to match China as a security provider in the Indian Ocean region. This will require India to take a speedy decisions with respect to the defense partnerships, procurement, and same time it will necessitate a sustained period of economic growth for itself in the periods to come.